Was it worth it? Hi guys, my name is Zenobia and welcome to my channel. So this is a follow-up video for my first impressions of the Distortion palette that I got from Urban Decay. And this is what it looks like on the outside. If you didn't see the first impressions, I'll link it down below so you can check it out. But I have been trying this out I've been using it for 2 weeks every day, and I did film a few of the looks that I will go in here. They're not really like a tutorial. I'll kind of talk through them a little bit about what I was going through while I was doing my makeup, not necessarily like telling what I was doing, but just to tell you like what I was going through that day with it. And I tried to use as many of the shadows as I could, so I could get, I think I actually did end up using all of the shadows, and just so I could get a really good idea of how I felt about it. And after using it for 2 weeks, I feel like I do have a really good opinion about what I feel like it. So let's go into the look so I can talk to you a little bit about what I was going through while I was using this palette over the last 2 weeks. And after that, I'll give you my final thoughts. Alright guys, I'm going to be using these 2 colors as a base for the entire video for all the looks. So just a heads up there. Blackout is really pigmented, so be wary of it as you're using it. I found it'll stain just everything, but it doesn't have too much fallout like the rest of the shadows, so I kind of enjoyed that. It just shows up quite a bit under those transformation shadows, which is a little frustrating because you have to really just pack them on there, and it's hard to do with a brush. I recommend using your fingers for those. I just feel like it works a little bit better, but you can see it's not quite giving me the effect that I wanted, but we're getting there. And these shades are from the original BH palette Carly Bible did, so our collaboration she did with BH. Old Smoke I found didn't have a lot of fallout, which was nice. This green was really poppin', and this look just made me think of St. Patrick's Day, so keep that one in mind for, you know, a couple months from now. Alright, lay down that base again for look number 3. And I switched to a tinted eyeshadow primer for these looks here to see if it would help. Not too much fallout this time around. Starting to figure out how to work with Blackout, but that pink, just not a fan of it. It does not have a whole lot of pigment. But we'll see what we can do. Another look for you. Alright, so laying down the base once again. And I decided to use that really pretty green color that I enjoyed in the swatches, but it came off really dark and kind of muddy using like this, and it got out of control really quickly and had a lot of fallout, so be wary of that one. That one has quite a bit of fallout. 5.0 and First Offense both do pretty well with the brush as far as pigment and minimal fallout there, so there you have it, using the space today. And I decided to try that Blur color as a highlight, and I kind of like it as a highlight. It's got a little more glittery than I like, but if you like a glittery highlight, then it works. It works better for that than I feel like as a shadow. And this time around, I actually set my eye primer with powder to help with the blur or the blending. I felt it did a good job with that, but it kind of took away from the pigmentation, which a little trade off there. But as far as blending, I feel like it did wonders for that. Rogue just doesn't have a lot of pigment though. Just kind of disappointed in that, but once again, you're going to use one of those transformation colors for a highlight, and really enjoyed that. Apologize for the change in lighting there, but hopefully you got an idea of that last look. Alright, so as you saw, it was a little bit frustrating to use this palette. I kind of had some trouble. I feel like this palette is a lot, and I didn't film this look, but I did use it today. Also, of course, this is the eye look, I did it for this eye look, but I feel like this palette kind of is a little bit grungy, like not like grungy in a bad way, but like, you know, like 90s grunge. And I feel like if you are really into a smoky eye, it might be good for you. I like smoky eyes, but I like a lot of more color to use a lot more color with my looks. So for me, it's just really hard to use. And I feel like after using it, a lot of the colors that I get out of it are very reminiscent of the Vice 4 palette, which I adore. And I like it way more than this one, just because the formula I feel like is a lot better. The formula of this palette is not what I'm used to for Urban Decay. I love Urban Decay shadows. Sorry, my little one was like, where are you? He needs to go down for a nap, so I'm gonna do that in just a second. But I feel like this palette is not the same quality as any other Urban Decay eyeshadow that I've ever tried. I've tried, you know, the Naked palettes. I've tried their Vice palettes. I have the Electric palette, and a lot of my favorite, like the Electric palette is one of my favorite palettes to use, and I love the Vice palette. I love their Spectrum palette, and this one is just not the same quality. I'm gonna just hold this up real quick and let me see. Whoa, got my hair in there. I don't know how well you can tell, but there is just shadow everywhere. It just kicks up so much shadow. There's so much fallout when I use it. I mean, it's definitely not a palette you can use if you do your foundation first. You've got to do your eye makeup first and then do the rest of your face. Otherwise, there's just so much cleanup done because you get so much fallout. These transformation shades do work as colorful highlighters, and the pink one I actually do kind of like, and the purple I like both as a lot as a highlighter. These pink and purple shades here just really couldn't get color payoff for them enough to where I like it, and so I'm just kind of disappointed in this palette just because of the quality, and the wear time is good, but it's just like they're just so powdery, I feel like, and there's just not so much you can do with it. So I'll get used to it. I feel like I need a break from it. It's one of those things that I'm like, I've had to really force myself the second week to use, and now I'm just ready to move on to something else. It's really freaking frustrating to be using this palette so much, but I really wanted to get a good review, and the review is that I'm disappointed. If you can find it on sale and you want to try it out, but I would definitely not pay the full price for this. I would say I would pay like $25 for this, and that's it. I wouldn't pay more than that if I were you, because it's just not great quality. And for Urban Decay, it's really disappointing because you know they can do better. And so if you catch it on sale, or you can get a coupon, get one of those Sephora BIB sale coming up in the spring or something, if it's still around, then I would say grab it then, or wait till it just goes on sale, because it's just not worth its price point of, you know, like, what is it, 40 something bucks? I can't remember, I'll pop it up here, but it's not worth the price point. And even what I paid for it, I got like $10 off or something off of it. Well, I got it was a $15 off coupon that I got. You know, even with that, it's going to be hard for me to get a good amount of use of this, because it's just frustrating to work with. So I don't know, maybe if I get some next fix this, but overall, I'm just really disappointed in it. And I just wanted it to be so much better. I hope somebody else does the same kind of transformation concept and just does it better, because I love the concept, and just the quality is not there. But that's it for my final thoughts. If you have any questions about it, let me know down in the comments below, and I'd love to answer them for you if I didn't answer them in here or in my first impressions video. But if you're not subscribed, don't forget you can subscribe right up here, and there are some videos in the bottom of the screen where you can check me out, and of course I'll link the first impressions video from this down in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.